Ma'am, live stream started, ma'am. You can start, ma'am. Vasudha, ma'am.
Dear participants and my dear colleagues of CSE department and our HOD Dr. A.V. Ramna sir and my co-coordinator of this international FDP Dr. B. Santosh Kumar sir and also our resource person Ms. S. Hameetha Begum ma'am, myself Dr. V. Vasudharani. It's my privilege to welcome you all for today's day 5 session of this 1 week international FDP on emerging trends and technologies in data science, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, GMRIT, and Autonomous College, Srikakulam District. We are fortunate to have Ms. S. Hameetha Begum ma'am here as she is working as an assistant professor, Department of Computing, Muscat College, Sultanate of Oman, to give day 5 session on the topic data science using Python. I am privileged to give the formal introduction of the eminent speaker. Hameetha Begum ma'am has more than 16 years of academic teaching experience, and currently she is working as an assistant professor in Muscat College, and also she is a program coordinator for University of Stirling program, and she has received a master's degree in information technology and management, and she has done MPhil computer science from Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, India, and she is associate fellowship from the Higher Education Academy from UK. She has more than 10 years of experience in data mining and also conducted many workshops for the academic faculty members. Welcome you, ma'am, Ms. S. Hameetha Begum, ma'am, and thank you for being with us today for day 5 session. With this, the session is over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for your nice introduction. Good afternoon to you all. So with that introduction, I can start my webinar. So here today, my topic is data science using Python. So what we are going to see is, I would like to conduct like two sessions. The first session, I will give an overall idea about the data science and Python programming, and then the second session, we will have a practical demo using the Google Colab tool. So we will try to make like a hand-on session. So here, what is data science? Data science, it's not having any formal definition, but we can say like it's a systematic study of understanding the behavior, structure of a data and its characteristics. And the main goal is extracting the knowledge and insight from the data. So for here, data means an unorganized fact. From that, we can able to get organized fact, that is information. From the information, we can able to from the information we can able to identify the pattern. And so now what is it actually? Data science, it covers data science, it covers it requires that wisdom. So what is it wisdom here? That is avoiding the wrong answers. So here, what is it? I may be good in predicting the things, but what is it actually? Here the data science covers what is it requires that wisdom. So it more focus on the wisdom than other things. So the main goal is here extracting the knowledge and insight from the data. So here everything is around the data only. So structured, we are having a structured data versus unstructured data. Structured data, what is it? If it is in a two-dimensional format, like rows and columns. Whereas relational, so here the example is we are getting from our relational database like MySQL or Oracle or even that Excel spreadsheet, all it is example of a structured data. Unstructured data, that is n-dimensional. We can say it is like a n-dimensional. So text, now even if you are using for a WhatsApp, audio, video, everything we can consider as unstructured. So to handle these type of things, we have a NoSQL database like a MongoDB and all these things. And data science process. So once again, here also, what is it? We don't have a specific formula for this one. That is, we can say it is like a general process. You can apply for variety of a situation. So it's like a general process. So first, what is it? it will be starting with asking a question. So in your domain, you can ask many questions. So what is it? I may have a specific problem, or in a healthcare industry, or in a what is it? In a business domain, any domain, you can apply these things in any field. So the next thing is actually getting data. So getting data means from where I'm going to get, what are the privacy issues we are having, and exploring the data. So after getting the data, we need to plot, is there any anomalies or any patterns, all these things we need to know. And then we need to go for a modeling. And at last, what is it? We are getting a result from the validated model, that it should be what is it, communicated, and we need to visualize the result. And no need to follow this, whether we need to follow the linearity for, in this process. No need, not at all. Okay, suppose I want to do only this one, we can able to do. Suppose only I want to explore the data and modeling, we can do. So data science means it covers the entire scope. So the main thing is actually it covers the entire scope of data collection, how we are going to store, and what is it, the analysis, everything we will consider. So that is the main process, data mining process. And here now also, if you are taking so many people, they are doing with the what is it, research with the COVID-19 also. So if you are interested in that, you can specify the goals for that one. So what is it, whether I want to look into the fidelity rate, or I want to predict the COVID patient, like that we can frame our own what is it, based on our interest, we can able to frame our own questions. And then, so okay, for that one, where I will get the data. So what is it, whether I have to go to the hospital, or where. So normally the data sets available in the Kaggle and all these things. So there we can able to use what is it, we can get it. And here we need to consider that any privacy issues are there or not. Then after getting that, you need to plot the data and see, okay, I got the data from some what is it, from the website or some hospitals, wherever it is. I need to plot it, and I need to see the anomalies, any any pattern is a similar pattern is available, or anomalies available. Then we will go with the model the data. So with the, by using so depend upon the requirement, we will use the linear regression or any other thing. And then at last we need to communicate the result. So here, in a simple form, today we are going to see one fitness health data only. So that is what I told. No, here what is it? No need to follow the linear sequence here. So some from here to here I can able to go. So that is what. For example, if I want to predict something good or bad, so I can predict the customer, or a good customer, bad customer, or otherwise I can go for identifying the fraudulent claims, or I can go with the machine, or whether it's my machine is working fine or not, or I can go with the optimize on outcome. So here what I want to achieve, the goal you need to mention. And then data collection. So data collection here, that is normal. That is what the data science, it includes what is it, all the entire scope of data collection, storage, and analytics, all these things we need to do it. So here where I'm going to collect the data. So normally the sensors we are having, even your WhatsApp messages, now YouTube videos, everything, it's what is it, we can able to collect the data. So where it will be stored, sometimes what is it, it will be with the file, or files also we can take it, or otherwise as a database. So here what is it, we can go, that is actually we have to do the data analytics. Here what does it mean, data? So data mining, data analytics, all it is actually what is it, interrelated only. The data science is the, it's a having a all scope in that. So data analytics here, descriptive, there are so many types of there are so many types of data analytics there, that is descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So what is it actually analytics? analytics, we will go with the specific to answer the specific question. So instead of going with a general question, we will go with the specific question, whether it is related like that. So at last, we will test with the hypothesis also. So what is it? Descriptive. Descriptive means, so I have a data. I will summarize. I will simply summarize what has happened. Sometimes I will go with the diagnostic analytics. So it will explain why things have happened and what is it, the meaning of that one. Predictive here predicts what might happen in the future. So here predictive analytics, what does it actually? We will see the potential future outcome. Whereas prescriptive, what is it? Based on this one, actually, what is it? We can able to make a recommendation. In real-time situation, now what the researchers will do, they will go with the, what is it? First, they will go with the descriptive. So, pardon me. So, descriptive, and then they will, sorry, that is, they will go with the descriptive, and then they will go with the predictive also, and they will go with the prescriptive also. So what is it? Combinedly they will do with this one. So what is it? First they will do with the descriptive, and that they will go with the predictive. So combinedly what they will do? They will go with the prescriptive to find it out to make the decision and take the action accordingly. So here, what is it? Descriptive analytics, then predictive analytics, and then combinedly they will go with the prescriptive analytics to make the decision and take the action. So here, what is it? First, why I'm telling that the researcher should go for the descriptive. First, we will understand what is it. We will summarize what does it happen. From that, we will make a prediction. So by using both the things, we can go for the prescriptive analytics to make a final decision and to take the further actions. And here for today's session, we are going to see the personal fitness data. So what is it? What I am going to apply? You can able to apply, for example, I want to increase my health fitness, or sleep. I want to improve my sleep or to lose the weight. Like that, we can have a goal. And here, what is it? You can collect the data. So collect the data means you can go with the what is it nowadays? What is it? The people are using what is it? Fitness app, and then even in the mobile phone, we are having so many apps to track the. Is it okay, sir? To track the health. So where it will be stored? So normally, what is it? It will be stored in the cloud storage, if you are using iPhone, it will be in iCloud. Even sometimes, what is it? Instead of using a cloud, we can able to transfer the data into our system also, and that also we can able to use. So here we can able to use all these analytics. So suppose if we are using a descriptive analytics, by looking into the graph, we will summarize all the things. Diagnostic, it means any improvements we can able to analyze, and then predictive, future health. So future health, what is it? Prediction we can able to give, and prescriptive behavior. What is it? What behavior we can able to get it from this personal fitness data. So today we are going to see this one only. So what language we are going to use? A Python programming language. Python is a powerful programming language, especially in the data science field. That is actually one of the top 10 what is it listed language. It's Python. So here to introduce with that Python programming language, it's open source, free to install. And then the flexibility, we have a flexibility to work on different platforms, and it's a simple syntax, and it's similar to the English. And one of the main advantages runs on interpreter system. What is it? Interpreter system, line by line I can execute and can check. No need to write the whole program. So simply, what is it? I can go with the line by line execution of the program, and it is easy. Even those who are not familiar with the computers, programmings and all, still they can able to use it. And not only for data science, it's actually we are using it for so many things. Even if you want to make a standalone application or a web application, or to handle a big data or performance, to perform a complex mathematics, all these things we can able to do with the Python programming. And real-time application, so Instagram, Pinterest, Dropbox, Reddit, Discuss, all it is actually developed by using a Python only, and it is so popular. So these are the examples of real-time application developed using a Python. So why Python for data science? So if you are taking, if you are Googling it, you can get that in 2016, 2017, 2018, all that is they are preferring the data, Python only. And what is it? Even R is actually behind this one, because most of the data scientists they prefer this Python. So why they are preferring the Python? One, it is actually it's a simple to program, and we can able to perform the task very easily. And there is whenever if it is a data center, the repetitive task is needed, so it is suitable for the repetitive task. And in my opinion, what is it? It is both suitable for structured data and unstructured data, whether it is a two-dimensional or n-dimensional, or it's having a capability. Not only that, even you can, it's having an ability to use the primitive data types like integer, float, all these things also we can use. At the same time, we can able to use for data frames also. So they like data, non-primitive data types like data frames, also we can able to use it. And one of the biggest advantages, active community. If you are opening the Google, if you are having a collaborator to all these things, what is it actually? We are having an active community for this one, and it's having a plenty and variety of libraries and resources for the data science. So that is the main point. The most of the people, most of the data scientists, they are preferring the Python. So once again, I'm telling data scientists and all, that is what by experience only you will get that wisdom. So what is it? Without doing any, so for example, avoiding the wrong answers. So that is what we are looking for. So that is the advantage of what is it, using Python and data science. And packages. So it is actually, what is it? Variety of packages having NumPy. NumPy is a numerical Python. It's having the ability to work with the arrays, and not only on that, if you want to do with the log, mathematical things like mean, all these things we can able to use by using a numerical Python. And then pandas. Pandas is panel data. It's a two-dimensional structure data, high level manipulation tool, and it is stored in the form of data frame. And SciPy, so mathematical function with all statistical analysis. So scientific Python is there. And then Scikit. So if you want to use it for machine learning, definitely what is it? We will use this Scikit learning. So we can able to make the trees and all these things. And matplotlib. So visualization is one of the important points. So visualization, pictorial representation, all these things we can able to use matplotlib. And Seaborn. So further, what is it? Matplotlib. What is it? If you want to visualize the random distribution, all these things we can able to use. What is it? This Seaborn also. So these are the packages mainly we are using for this data analytics. And so that is what I told. Plenty of if you're looking for the updation and all, numerous of updation daily, they are updating something. The community, they are giving so many updations. So that is what most of the people, they prefer this Python packages. And development environment. So when we look into the development environment, so many integrated development environment itself, it's available. So for example, NetBeans also provides what is it? This Python programming coding, and then even Eclipse also. Eclipse also they are providing for Python. But the even shell scripts also we can able to use, like command line prompt also we can able to use. But the preferable development environment here, we are using a Anaconda Navigator. So Anaconda Navigator is the best actually. So once again, it's a free and open source. So the advantage of using Anaconda Navigator is around 1500 Python and R data science packages are available in one point. Suppose if I want to use a Jupyter, or if I want to use a notebook, Jupyter Lab notebook, suppose if I want to use the Orange, all those things we can able to use this with the Anaconda Navigator. Around 1500 data science packages are available. So even if you want to do with the R, and now Visual Studio also, what is it? They are providing this one. Visual Studio also, they are providing this Python programming environment. So this is the thing related to the Anaconda Navigator. So, and if you are using an Anaconda Navigator after the installation, so if you are searching for the download option, definitely it will be available. And so here, Jupyter Notebook, this is the screen we are having it for Jupyter Notebook. So now what is it? We are going to use a Google Collaboratory tool. So here, what is it? The Google Collaborator, whatever you are doing it in the Anaconda Navigator, that Jupyter Notebook, that you can able to do with the Google Collaboratory tool also. So the main advantage of Google Collaborative tool is we can able to do the collaboration research. So now if you are taking any educational institution, what is it? The collaborative research, it is very important. So that is what Google provides, this wonderful platform. So suppose I'm sitting in Muscat and some people in US and UK and all these things, we can able to collaborate with one project. And what is it? All the files, it will be there in the Google Drive. And I can able to, what is it, to share my files and everything within a click itself. So this is actually what is the advantage of using a Google Collaboratory tool. It's a zero configuration, no need to install anything. And one more option, we can able to use the GPU. GPU here it is graphical processing unit. So it speed up the action. And what is it? Easy sharing. So this is what the the Google Collaborative tool. So collab research, collab.research.google.com. If you are going, definitely will get that one. So now we are going to see the practical demo using the Google Colab. First, I will show some basic Python coding, and then we will do with the practical aspects of descriptive analytics, and if time permits, definitely we will see the predictive analytics also using a Python coding. So now I'm going to use the Google Colab tool. So Google Colab. So simply you can type Google Colab. So collab.research.google.com. So here, this is the screen. So suppose if you want to, is it visible, sir? Google Colab, is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, what
Yes,
is it? If you want to have a new notebook, you can click on this new notebook. And if you want to save a file, we can save. Normally the file, it will be saved with the IPYNB, and so IPY is a Python file, and then NB is a notebook file. So sometimes we will use only Python file. So at that time it will be saved with the PY, but we are actually going to use the notebook only. So here IPY, so the extension, it will be IPYNB. And suppose if you want to use that GPU and all. So what you can do, notebook settings, you can go with the GPU. So what is it actually? You can able to accelerate with the hardware. This is one of the advantage of using what is it? The cloud platform. Okay. So, but everything it will be, and one of the main advantage I told, with the simple share option, we can able to share the files. So now what we are going to see is, we are going to start with the basic Python coding. So the basic Python coding. So here, if you want to start a new book, click on new book. So here it's actually, what is it? You can rename the file. For example, my file name is introduction, or introduction like Python. So we can save the file. So as I said earlier, what is it? It's supposed it runs on the interpreter. So what I need to do, I need to type what is it? The coding is one set, and then we will execute the program line by line interpretation only. So for example, this is like a run button. The shortcut is Control plus Enter. So here, if you want to add more codes, we can go with the code. And another advantage is, we can add the text also. So for example, I want to make a note of it, because that is what I told here. Everything we want to, what is it? The main idea is actually we want to make a collaborative tool. So the text, it will help to, what is it? Tell what we are going to do with this one. For example, this is my first program. Yeah. So here, so this is the comment. So suppose if you want to move up means, here move cell up. So this is my text. So this is my first program. Usually what is it? It's actually, what is it? Very easy. So this is my first program with the 4 plus 4 or 3 plus 3. So I have written my coding. And if you want to run, you just click on this one. Or otherwise, you can enter the Control Enter also, it will work. So now we got the output for this program. So this is the very first program. And here, that is what? Line by line execution. For example, if you reach this one, what it denotes, you have executed this line. Okay. So if it is like a, what is it, play button, then you need, still it is not, what is it, we have not executed this file. So it will go with this. So print. So if you want to use, you can just type the collab.research.google.com, and you can also follow the same thing. And hello, welcome you all. So the print statement. So Control Enter. So like this, we can have, so suppose if you want to make a print means, we can go with the printer type. And the main thing is, so variables, how we can use the variables here. X is equal to 6 means, what is it? It will take it as an integer. Suppose if I want to print of X. And here, that is, whenever if you are using this one, that is actually in the Python, we have a numeric variable, float, int, complex, and all those things. Even list also, it's available. And here, the main thing, if you want to use it for, why I'm actually concentrating on this one, that is actually the strings and arrays, and all. If you know the basic concept of strings and arrays, then only we can able to what is it? If I'm giving a data set, means we can able to get the values. So that is what the idea behind this one. So I have executed. So suppose if you are using only this one, it will not print anything. So main thing is, suppose I have a text like data science. So I want to take the normally what is it? The text, it will be stored as a what is it? That array, the index 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So suppose if you want a second item, then you need to give print of txt, that is the variable name, and then if you want the second letter A, means what is it? We need to give the array index like a 1. So now, sorry, this is missing. So A, suppose if you want to do with the T means, so text of 2. And another advantage is, suppose if you want AT only. So what we need to do? 1 is to 2. Sorry, 1 is to 3. So what is it? It will display from the that is first index and 2 items from that. So normally you should minus 1 value from this one. So AT. Suppose if you want ATA, you just add one more thing, 4. So ATA. So these things actually, what is it? While passing a data set, and if I want to take values from the data set, these things are very basic, you must know. And for example, if you want to know the, so if you want to know the, what is it? If you want to use it for len function, all these things, len of text like that, we can go with that. So for example, if you want to see the len, you should use a len of text, print len of text, print len of text. So 12. So like that. So, and if you want to use it if condition or something, so that is also, you can use a if condition or something. So that is actually, whenever if you are using this one, the indentation, it's very important. So for example, if condition means, what is it? If you want to use it else means, what is it? You need to give a proper indentation. So then only it will work. So now what is it? If condition, if the numbers, then colon, then whatever you want to give the statement, and then else, so print this statement. So these are the basic things you must know. And one more point, that is actually list. So suppose if you are using a list, so I can have like this is also important for our what is it? So here I'm having a list that is computing, business, and English. So suppose if I want to print, so it is actually stored in my list. So it is stored in my list. So in my list, I am having a computing, business, and English. So suppose if I want to store only, what is it? First item and this one, the same thing only. So it will show only the second item. Suppose if you have one more item like this one, I want max also. So now I want a 4. So it will give business, English, and suppose if you are not giving anything, for example, I want all the items to be listed. So simply you can use this one. So what is it? If you are not specifying the starting one, what is it? It will display the complete list. So these are the things. Definitely we will use it for our data analytics. And with that introduction, now I'm going to show the example of a descriptive analytics using a fitness record. So for example, here my data set is like a fitness app. So a fitness app, it's having an activity, distance, date, time, all these things. So that we are going to do with the data analytics with the descriptive analytics. Wait a second. Can you able to see my screen? PowerPoint?
PowerPoint not visible, ma'am. That IPython file only visible.
Okay, wait. So can you able to see my Excel screen? Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am, visible, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the data set we are going to use. So whenever if you are having this data analysis and all these things, we need to follow that crisp data mining standard for that is actually cross platform industry. What is it for a data mining process? So first we need to understand the data, and then we need to clean the data. Then we should go for a modeling, all other things. Okay, so evaluation and all other things. So here the very first thing is, whenever if you are having a data set, you need to understand the data first. So here for today's thing, what we are going to do is, so here we are going to use a personal fitness data. So what we are going to do, we are going to see the application using, what is it, personal fitness monitoring to keep track of the health, and then data collection. It's a fitness data set. Already I'm having a fitness data set, and where it is actually stored, it is stored in a cloud storage. And by using these things, we are going to do a descriptive and predictive machine learning. That is what the very first thing is. I'm going to use this data set. That is the data set name is fitness data set. So you can see that. So here you are having an activity, distance, date, time, and activities like a cycle, swim, run, all these things. So how many distance covered and on what date, and then time. So these are the records we are having it in a data set. So now we are going to analyze this simple data set and of exercise session, and we are going to do the data manipulation by using a Python and mainly a descriptive analytics. So now once again, what is it? We are going to use the Google Collaborative tool. So Google Collaborative tool. So I'm going to save this file and then file, new notebook. So very first step for this one, you need to import the libraries. Okay. So already I told we have a NumPy, we have pandas. For this one, we are going to use the NumPy and pandas library. So I'm having a, what is it? The first file. Task 1. So now so the very first thing is we want to import the files. So what is it? Importing the panda and what is it? NumPy. What is it? NumPy libraries. So import pandas as PD. So PD and then NP. So you can have whatever name you want. Import pandas. So hereafter we are going to use PD for pandas and NP for what is it? NumPy. So here also, what is it? We can write the text whenever, that is, it's a best practice. After, what is it, adding all these things, we can, what is it? So this is to import the, sorry. This is, so if you want to edit, this is to import the libraries. So like that we can write. And here also the comment is actually, what is it? Hash is the comment. Hash we can use it for comment. So the next thing, we need to use that data set. So I want to import from the, I want to import that CSV file. So it is available in my desktop. So what is it? How we can include this one? You can simply use a Google Colab import files, uploaded files dot upload. So for everything, what is it? Actually, we have plenty of that is a reference file. It is easy to find out. Suppose if you want for matplot, everything, what is it that we have a plenty of documentation with the clear description. So you can refer this one. So one more thing, suppose if you are not executing this one. So I have added these two lines. Okay. Suppose if I am executing this one, it will execute, but it will not import the pandas and NumPy. So that is what you must check whether we have actually run this one or not. So if it is a run means what is it? You will have some have some number here. But where if you are not running means it will not import the pandas and NumPy. So now what is it? I'm going to what is it? Use the that fitness data file. So if you are running this one, it will ask for choose file option. So you can go and you can have a fitness data here. So it is already downloaded here. So this is what. So it is already downloaded with the fitness. So I want to see how many records. I'm not going to open that data set in Excel or something. I'm going to see that how you can able to view the files. So for that one, we need to use a code. So suppose that in the data frame, normally if you are not using any, this one simply, sorry, if you are using a Jupyter notebook, simply you can use what is it? PD underscore, sorry, PD is actually Python, pandas, and then read underscore CSV. This is enough. But since I'm using a Google collaborative tool, I'm using this one. So fitness, it will be, what is it? It will be stored in a pandas data frame. So DF, here also you can have a name, whatever you want, but what is it? A DF, it's for my convenient data frame. So normally CSV file means what is it? It's a comma separated file. So this is what we have to give. So it will be all these, whatever we are having it in a fitness.csv, it will be loaded in a data frame. That is the advantage of using pandas. Pandas here, what is it? It will actually, what is it? It will give it as a data frame. So now we have imported, but still I didn't run this file. Okay, suppose if you are not running, I'm going with another thing, means what is it? It will not work proper. It will not work. Why? Because what is it? We have not imported that one. So we can adjust like this. So I'm now running this file. So here I'm using a IO. IO means what is it actually? Import input output file. If you want to use the input output, we need to use this one. And now what is it? We are going to see what are the things available in the data frame. So data frame, suppose if you want to print, means you just simply click print DF. So that is what I told. No, you must know the simple commands. Okay, so to execute this one, so click enter. So it will show the entire data frame. So that is actually in Excel sheet, we don't have that index value, but here it will have an index to identify the each record. So here just to see how many rows, like 301 rows and 4 columns. So it's having activities, distance, date, and time. So suppose if I want to only see the top 5 or bottom 5, that is also possible. So here, suppose if you are using a df.head, so that is the coding. So here also we can add. So df head means by default it will open the first 5 rows. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And you want only first 3 means you can have like a head, sorry, df dot head of 3. So it will show only the first 3 items in the data set. So like that we can see what it is inside in the data set. So everything it will be like a data frame. So we are having a thing like, what is it? The 2-dimensional database. So that is the advantage of using this pandas. Suppose even if you want to eliminate, so eliminated 3. So I don't want last 100 records. So you just -100. So it will only display the 200. So like that we can manipulate this one. Sometimes what is it? We want the exact location, and at that time we will use a LOC, and we have another coding like a what is it? DF shape. It will give the idea about how many rows and how many columns. So how many rows here? 301 and 4. And so with this one, we can go with the location. So for example, suppose I want to so show the 5th record, means what is it? So the name 5. So last, that is the index here, it is there. So name 5. Suppose if you are giving 1, it will show the first record. So you can see the first record, just to see the first record. So what is the first record? Swim 1500 to 1 2017 36. So it's displaying that second record. Okay, suppose if you want to see that is it's having an index with this one, and And the same thing, that is what if I want to see only 6 rows, if we are giving a head of 6 also, we can give or 1 to 5 records or 1 to 100 records or 10 to 100 records, that is also possible. So here from 10 to, that is what I told. These are the things we must know. So here it is showing a 1 to 6 record. So now it's showing a first 6 records. So these are the things we can manipulate it. So another thing is we can describe. What is it? We have a command called describe. So we are actually, what is it? We are performing a what is it? Description. Sorry, we are using. We are trying to do it with the descriptive analytics only. So what is it? If you want to know the summarize result of the data, we can use describe. So how many counts? 301, and what is the mean value? What is the standard deviation value? What is the minimum value? Minimum value in the set is 500 and 25 percentile, 50 percentile, and 75 percentage. What is the maximum value? All these things we can able to get it by using this describe. And so that is what here. Suppose if you want to take only columns, that is also possible. So here, if you are giving df dot columns, it will give the column names here. So activity, distance, date, and the data type object. So suppose if you don't want this one, we can actually, what is it? We have a coding to remove this one also. So now what is it? Now I want to take an average of the distance. So how many, what is it? What is code we will use it for this one? If you want to see this one, we can use df.location. So now what is it? I want to see so how many sorry, in a rows, activity we have, distance we have, date, time. So now my objective is I want to see the average distance in the data set. So how to get that one? So here, that is what NumPy and Pandas, it provides so many libraries. So we will use a distance dot mean. Sorry, what is a column name? Distance. And here we will use what is it? We are going to have an average distance. This is the name, and the df of distance. So df of distance means what is it? I want to take the distance and mean. It will give the mean value. So if you are running this one, what is it? It will give an average distance. Suppose if you want to change something, we can change it. So this is the way we can take the average value. So what is it? Even correlation and all these things we can able to use by using this average. So suppose I want to take the average swim and distance. So here, what is it? And one more thing. So it will suppose if you are using a describe and all, it will take only a numeric value. It will not take the nominal values. For example, activity and date, all these things is actually date and all, it is a timestamp. So activity is a nominal value. So only it will give the things for distance and time. So now I want to take the average of a distance and the activity with the related to the swim. So only I want to take the swim and activity. So activity and the distance with this average value. So how I can give? We can give. So we want to show the average distance. So df dot location, what is it? It will take df activity wherever we are having a swim. So it will only, what does it, fetch the swim record, and it will take the distance, and now it will give the swim only with the swim what is it, values with the distance. So here, what is it? The averages, you just to see the average distance is 11627 and the average distance of the swim is 950. So suppose if we want to see the average of cycle, so you can see like that. But normally we can't. So whenever if you are doing a data analytics, we can't go with the one by one all these things. So I want a complete one more column or one more thing with the additional. So average time like that. I want a one more column or something, or one more what is it? I want to group that one. So if you want to group means, once again we have what is it, average time taken for each activity. So for example, group by the activity. So a group by means activity means cycle all one thing and then swim all another thing, run like that. It will give the average distance value. So here you just see cycle. These are the average of this one, and then run, swim. So all these things we are manipulating the data, and at last we are going to what is it, analyze or summarize something. So this is what. So here we have a group by activity. So at the end of the session, definitely I will share this file, so you can run by yourself and you can see. And if you want to use the different data set also, you can try with this coding by manipulating the details. So here, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new column. So how many columns I'm having? I'm having an activity, distance, date, and time. So now I want to add one more column. What is it? Like an average speed. So average speed, how we can calculate the speed? Distance divided by time. So now I'm going to calculate the average speed by using a distance and time. So here, that is what. So the same thing only. Okay, df average speed. I'm creating one column. So in a data frame, I'm going to add one more column with the what value? Distance, data frame distance, and data frame time. So now you just check it. So now I'm having a average speed. It is not displaying. Suppose if you want to see the output, you have to go with df. So here, now you just check with the df. Definitely it will have one more average speed. So it is an average speed now for distance divided by time. So this is the average speed. Normally, what is it? If you want to do with the group by, so now if you want to see the mean also, it is possible to print with the activity or distance, activity and distance, all these things we can go with the same details. Okay. So now what is it? We are going to so now we are going to take the mean value of. So just to see, now I'm going to take a mean value. So now just to see, now if you are taking this one, the average speed is in the range of 425. But what does it? We need to distance means kilometer per hour means we need to once again go for a conversion. So we will go with the conversion, the average speed conversion. So then it will be like so now, so once again, if you are taking this one, so this one, it will come with this average speed. So what is it? Activity, time, distance, and we have a average values. So here, sorry. So average speed here, it's like a 1, and this one is 0 point something. I hope something I missed here. Wait a minute. So it's okay. So the average here is 1, then 0.8, like 0.1. Here we are having. So now what is it? We want to plot these details. We want to plot these details. So here, so how to plot the details? We can import the matplot library. Suppose if you want to use a seaborn also, we can use the seaborn. Okay. So now I'm using that matplot. So it's imported. So now I want to see a graph. So for 1,000, for activity run, what is the graph? So here I'm having a run 10. So I want to take an activity and the distance value, that is actually 10,000. So now I want to look into the graph. Whenever if you want to look into the graph, import matplotlib, and you need to, so here my pi plot is actually as a plt. So I'm having a variable as a plt. So if I want to plot, I need to use the plt, that one. So now what is it? I want to plot. So now I have assigned one value, variable run 10, where I'm having activity only run and then distance 100. So now it will plot. So now you can see. So this is the plot we are having. So by looking into this one, that is what this, and this plot, it is this variation, it clearly shows what is it? We have a downward trend over the time. So we have a downward trend over the time. So here it is not visible that much. The X label is not visible. We can able to adjust that X label by using a figure and the figure size. So simply if you are adjusting the figure, sorry, it should be before plot. So here we have, for example, suppose if you want to see it in a, so this is the graph we are having, it's showing with the downward trend. So this is the analysis, what is it? We are having with the distance and the date and time, okay? So the time taken for each run is actually, what is it? There is a variation and it shows the downward trend. And we can able to see like, what is it? If you want to see it for, instead of activity run, we can see it, for example, if you want to see it for a swim, we will see. So it is not having that much record. So, oh, sorry, the swim means it will not have a this one actually. What is it? This not swim is having actually 500, 1000, 1500 only. So we will go for 1500. So now you can see it's not like a downward, what is it, downward trend. It's going with the, what is it, the trend with the average. So here, if you want to see some more, this one, what is it? If you want to see with the different plotting color and all these things, that also possible. So you have to give a rotation, the label size, we can specify. So that is what, if you are giving with the so many, what is it, if you want to know about what is it, charts and all these things, if you are doing with the collaboration, this one, what is it? We can have, what is it, how to use the matplot and what are the line graph, how to draw this one, and with the different colors, even we can plot the histogram and all these things we can able to do it. So this is the thing we are having it in the this one. This is the, that is what we have summarized. So here, what is it? We have the variation in a time taken for each run or each activity, like that we can summarize it. So this is the this is the first thing of what is it? The descriptive analytics. Now we will move on to the second one with the machine learning. So the machine learning. So here, what is it? We have used the activity distance, date, time, and so whereas we are going to use the another subset, data set with the sleep quality of a sleep, whether it is a good or poor or what is it, very good, all these things by using a machine learning, using a machine learning algorithm. So that is what the second thing is. So wait a minute. I'll close this one. Wait for a second. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So now we are going to use the another data set to predict the sleeping rate. So whether sleep rating. So that is actually whether it is a poor or good or medium or something like that. So now,
Ma'am, your
yes,
screen is not visible, ma'am.
Yes. So this is the another data set we are having, that is exercise minute, how many minutes they are doing the exercise, how many coffees they are taking, and AVHR like a heartbeat rate. They are having this AVHR date, eat after 9 p.m. That is actually all these. That is actually here. What is it? We are going to use a machine learning. So even if it is a nominal value, it will be converted into the binary values. Yes means 1 or no means 0, like that. And then steps, how many steps they have walked throughout the day, and what is the age and the hour away, and sleeping rate. So here sleep rating is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1 is actually very poor, and 4 is excellent. So they are having a range of from 1 to 4. So now what is it actually? We are going to, our aim is we are going to predict the quality of night sleep over these measurements. So what is it? We are going to predict whether they had a good sleep or not, or poor sleep or not. So where we can able to take all this data, even if you are having an iWatch or Fitbit watch, that is actually what is it? All these what is it? Using app, we can able to what is it? Record all these things. Even if you are looking for a data set, you just to go to the Kaggle, you will have a plenty of sleep data, and this type of data set is available. So now what is it? We are going to use a machine learning algorithm for this purpose. So here, so this is the this is the data set we are using. So now we are going to see so once again, I'm going to take the Google Collaborator tool. Can I able to get my screen or not? Excuse me.
No, ma'am, your screen not visible.
I'm not getting my browser. Yeah, I got it. Okay, now I'm going to use another notebook. Can I able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what we are going to do is we are going to use this sleep data to do with the machine learning algorithm, and we are going to predict with the decision tree and all these things using a decision tree algorithm. So first step is always what I have told, actually you need to import the files. So before we have used a Panda library, but here I am not using a Panda library. So all it is actually we are going to use a NumPy only. So what is it? All mathematical calculation only. We don't want the data frames. So this is what the I'm importing NumPy, NP, and then sklearn for sklearn, and I'm going to use a tree for this purpose. And import graph is I want to see the graphical thing of, for example, tree structure and all these things. So that we can use the import graphs library. That is what why we are using this type of Python. It's actually that is what plenty of libraries are available. If I want to do a data visualization, if I want to use a graph, everything, histogram, everything, we can able to use it by simply importing the library. And once again, I told, so for all these things, we have documentation also. So suppose if you want to use how I will use this histogram, how I will use all these things, the plenty of resources also available for this purpose. So now what is our aim? We are going to use a predictor. So we are going to predict the sleep rate. So here the second thing is so once again we are going to upload a file. So what file we are going to have? Sleep data. So sleep data. So now we are not going to use it for a data frame. We are not having a pandas only we will use a data frame. But whereas here, what is it? We are going to use only NumPy, not pandas. So just to see, I'm having a sleep data CSV. And what is it? Normally, what is it? The first row, normally, what is it? We are having a text file. So it will not accept the text. Only we need to use the numerical data. So that is what I am using a skip rows 1. So that it will eliminate the first one, and the CSV file. So that is what it's a CSV file means. What is it? It's a comma separator file. So that is the delimiter we are using. So for example, now I want to show just to see what is it. You are having in a data set is in a different thing. So here, what is it? It's in a different format. So we don't want what is the decimal format we are floating point values we are having. So that is what is it? We don't want this format. We want a integer value. So here, what is it? I'm using a NP that NumPy and load text. I'm loading a sleep data.csv. I'm skipping the row 1 and delimiter. And what is it? I'm printing. So if you are printing, it will show only the floating point. So, but now I want to make it like a I want to convert into integer. So for that, we have a function that is as type. It is an integer. So integer here, it will show once again 0 to 0, 4 means it will display the first 4 rows. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what. So whatever data we are having, that it will be visible as an integer. So just you can check. So I can show that is what is the first record, that is 34,363 in my data set. I'm having the same value. So here the same value, it is in the integer. So if you want to convert into the type, that as type, we will use it. And then, so here, what is it? Once again, so the very, a very important concept is, normally whenever if you are using a machine learning, we will train the data and we will test the data. So training and testing. So here, what is it? 70% or 70% is good for training. Remaining 30%, what is it? You can keep it for testing. So here, what is it? We want to make it like a input and output. So here, what is it? All these things, it is actually considered as a one line only. For example, 34,363 on all these things. This 2,134 is a sleep rate. So I want to classify. So suppose if you are using a Veka like tools or any other orange like tools, you can have a target class. So target class means you can, what is it? That it will take the last column as a target class. But here we are using a Python and we are using a NumPy. So now we need to separate this 34,363, 1, all these things as a input and here output. So here, what is it? First, how many columns is how many columns we are having? Around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns. So first 8 column, it should be in the input, and the last 1 column, it should be in the output. So that is what already we have studied. So how to separate all these things. So now what I'm doing, I'm taking the first 8 thing as an input. So input, that is INS as an input class, and output class, the remaining, the 1 it will be. So now I am separating the input and output. So now you just see the first 4 rows of 4 rows. So how to do that one? You can print the values. So here, that is what. Now just to check that 34,363, 1 up to this one. That is, what is it? Exercise minute, this is the exercise minute, this is coffee, this is AVHR value, eat after 9, and this is a step, and age, hours, and this is a day. And here, these are all, it will be considered as an input, and these are all output. So now I will show the data set. So just to see, that is a 34. So here, can you able to see my Excel sheet? Can you able to see my Excel sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, that is what, here all these things, it will be considered as an input, and this one it will be output. That is what we have separated this one. This is the these are the inputs we are going to give, and what is the output? Sleeping rate. So 1 means it's a poor, 2 means medium, like that, and 4 means it's excellent. So now I have separated that input and output. That is what in orange and other R and all those things, we can set the output class. So target class by default in Veka and it will take a last column as a output class, but here we need to specify. But the advantage is, if you want to, sometimes what is it, how many steps, we can predict the steps also. Now we are predicting the sleeping rate, but we can predict the steps also. So even if you want to, how many cups he or she will drink, like that also we can predict. It is depend upon our requirement only. So that is what here we have. So we have separated that one, and now what is it with this one? So now what we are going to do? We are going to import the. So we are going to test and train. Sorry, train and test. You just see here, I have used the Scalan model and train test split. So what is the idea behind this? Here I'm having total of like around 1,500 records. So first 70% of the record, it will be used for training, and remaining it will be used for testing. So X training and X testing, here we are passing a two parameters. X, capital X train is actually it's an input, and Y train is actually, what is it? The output file. For example, in X train, it will take 34, 3, 63, 1, 10,000, 51, 19, 2. And then Y test, it will take, what is it? Y train, it will take the output value 2, 1, 3. So like that, the X test and the Y test. So here, the train test underscore split. So it will take the input value, it will take the output class, and here we are giving a test size is 33%. So the training value is 66. Normally, if you are doing with the machine learning, means 70% training is a good one. So now we have created the model. Now we are applying a tree technique, because already we have told to apply the tree. So now what is it? So now we are going to apply the tree. We have set the input class and output class. So now we are going to make a tree structure. So for the classification and prediction, we can use this tree very well. So I am using a tree structure, that is a decision classifier. So we have created the tree with this data set. So now what is it? We want to see what is it predicted and what is it. So what is it predicted and what is it? So here, simply we are doing with the first two sets of value. So here you just see, these are the input, these are the, we are printing the prediction. So these are the prediction. So these are the predicted output for this thing. So 3, 4 is actually the actual, and 2, 4 it's a predicted value. So just to see, so like a 50%, it's for the first two records, it's showing the 50% correct value. So what is it? Actual is actually 3 and 4, but what we have predicted is 2 and 4. So now what is it for the entire set? We need to see the values. Normally we will use the confusion matrix. Yes. So confusion matrix, to use a confusion matrix, here once again, accuracy score and confusion matrix, it's available in the library itself. So that one, what is it? Here now we are going to print the accuracy score and what is it? Confusion matrix. So what is this model? It scores how many percentage? 66% of accuracy value. So what is it? If you are applying, we need to, what is it? Apply a different technique, and we need to see whether we need to believe this model or not. So here it shows the confusion matrix. So you know the idea of confusion matrix. So actual versus predicted, all diagonal values are correct. All diagonal values are correct. So this, what is it, 28, 1, 0 and all, it is misclassified. So that is what it is actually showing the confusion matrix. So at last, I want to show only one more thing. So that is, I want to see, sorry, how we can use the graph. Okay. So for this one, we can see the, so we have applied the technique, tree technique. Like that, if you want to use with the linear regression or any other thing, we can simply use with this one. So we can compare the models, whether tree is good or what is it, linear regression or something is good. Like that, we can able to compare the result. So now what is it? I want to see the graph part of this one. So that is what already I told, the graph this. So it will provide the graphical. So here, that is what here. So I think we are running out of time. So just I will show this graph only. So this graph, now this is the decision tree we have created for our by using a decision tree. So what is it? I have given like 100. That is what it's coming like. This one I can reduce it. Wait a minute. So here, what is it? That is what, this is the advantage of using Python. So I can able to do all this thing. So simply we can able to see the graph. So okay, this graph is big. Wait a minute. I will use only 100 leaf because it's having 1,000 records. That's what it's showing. So what is it? So see the point. Sorry, wait a minute. Sorry. So simply it's showing this one. So here, so on the top node, we are having, sorry, somewhere I missed. Sorry. So I'm taking only 100 notes. So once again, we need to run this one, class, and then class tree, then just predicted. So once again, confusion matrix. So now I'm starting. So now it's actually with the 100 leaves. So it's not that much complicated. So it's exercise minutes. So 45, like Gini, this one. And then if it is so if the exercise value is 45.5, Gini value is 0.75, and then sample. So like that, if it is true, it will go with this one, false. So like that, we can make a prediction. So I hope you have got some idea. This is like a basic thing only. So from that, by getting this idea, it's like a crash. What is it actually? Starting level thing. So you can explore more, and you can do very well in the Python. So if you are choosing a data science, means definitely for another 5 years, definitely it will rule the world. That is what the experts says. Sir, question? Sir, any questions?
Is it done, ma'am?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Is it
Yes,
done, ma'am? Okay, ma'am.
Any questions, ma'am?
Ma'am, through YouTube live chat, there are no questions, ma'am. It's all compliments only.
Oh.
Saying it's all good session, informative, clear.
Oh, no questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sir, it's all a nice demonstrative session, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Starts with introduction to data science. Like you have moved on to practical. Like you have strictly followed this 20% theory and 80% practical, ma'am. Thank you for that.
Okay.
And with simple logics, then pandas. Ma'am?
I hope you got something.
Yes, sure. Yes, all pandas, data frames you have covered, and finally, very detailedly, ma'am, elaborated practical session, explained the machine learning algorithm execution, and finally with the decision tree, a graphical representation also. Thank you very much, ma'am, with you being with us in your holiday time, it seems, as you mentioned in the beginning. For further events also, we welcome you, ma'am, to be part of GMRIT events. Not only from both of our coordinators, myself, Dr. Vasudha Rani, and Dr. B. Santosh Kumar, sir. On behalf of our department HOD, Dr. A.V. Ramana, sir, also, we thank and welcome for future events of GMRIT also, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, some few questions they are asked in the live chat, ma'am.
Yes.
Why Gini index is used?
Gini index.
Yes, ma'am.
That is while creating the trees, it will automatically it will create.
Okay. Then the next question, why entropy is needed?
Pardon?
Entropy, ma'am.
Entropy.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, whenever if you are having a decision tree means, normally we need to calculate the information gain based on the entropy only. What is it? Whichever it is having a most value, that is actually most preferred variable, it will be on the top. So the entropy is definitely it is needed. If you are doing with the actually if you are using that ID3 algorithm and all, first we need to know the probability, then we need to calculate the information by using the probability value, and entropy is nothing, the weighted average of that values only. So it is definitely needed.
Okay, ma'am. That next question, how to get ROC curve using cat boost classifier?
I'm not sure about in the Python.
Okay.
I'm not sure about in the Python. But ROC curve is actually now I'm also new to Python. So in a Veka and all, what is it? It is very easy to get that ROC curve, and we can able to differentiate with the different variables. We can see all those things. But definitely that is I will search and I will tell you.
The next question, deep learning algorithms also possible in Python, ma'am.
Yes, very well. We can do it. That is what, I think the second session with the TensorFlow and all these things, they have used that one only, yes?
Then, so they are asking data sets, ma'am.
Yeah, I will do. No problem.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Once again, thank you for taking that theory plus practical session, ma'am.
Okay.
We need your support in the future also, ma'am.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Shall I leave?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So dear participants, that feedback link is posted in the live chat. So we are available up to 5 o'clock. Thank you.